places, they just don't let you leave so easily. Brinton Lodge was supposed to be just another investigation. We went in knowing the history, the stories, the claims of activity. We spent the night walking its halls, asking questions, waiting for something, anything, to answer back. And something did.
How many ladies work here?
We have always had the knack of getting spirits to communicate, and whereas this response would have had many running for the door, we were intrigued. We have been threatened before.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. I heard that.
That's crazy.
We've been called names, insulted.
You can be serious about your diet.
You need to be serious about your diet? Are you really worried about my diet?
So this was nothing out of the ordinary for us. Or so we thought. But something was waiting. The investigation ended and we all left. But something followed. It didn't show itself at first. Spirits are patient like that. They watch. They listen. They choose you. But the moment I walked through the doorway, it felt like something was off. At first, it was very easy to brush off. After all, we know that we have spirits in our home, and every so often, we catch a glimpse of something from the corner of our eye. Sometimes our dog will suddenly have an interest in something that we cannot see. It's usually my dad who passed away in 2021, or Karen, a woman who was brutally murdered in Ohio in the 1970s. She followed us home one day from one of our many trips to the Midwest and has served as a protector of the house. When we left Brinton Lodge, I thought we closed that door, but something opened, another one. It started with the feeling of being watched, loud bangs in the house, voices being picked up on cameras, things being knocked over. This isn't just another ghost story. This is what happens when something follows you home. You might wonder if one of my creepy dolls could have an attachment. I'm very careful about what comes into my space and always have Travis check every item for any attachments. The first incident happened while I was editing videos. Out of nowhere, I heard music playing. I checked my phone, which I hadn't touched in over an hour, and saw that Spotify was open, playing Frank Sinatra's The Best Is Yet to Come.
Or anything, we come as friends.
Who hid in the closet?
Out of the tree of life.
What the fuck? Look at this. My phone. Out of nowhere. In my pocket. Wasn't even touching it. All of a sudden it started playing Frank Sinatra, The Best Is Yet to Come. That's random.
I thought this was a little strange considering I don't listen to this type of music. The next morning as I left for work, I exited through the garage like I usually do. I have a camera set up there and something urged me to check the footage. To my surprise, there was something unusual. There were voices. Later that day, a friend of mine stopped by and I decided to do a ghost box session in the garage to see if I could uncover what was going on.
Who was telling me to get out this morning?
Knock it off, did you hear that? Can Karen come talk to us? Is there a spirit in the house that does not belong? You say you're safe? My theory was, when I watched the video this morning, because it said, get out, I think there was a spirit that does not belong in the house, and the spirits of my house were trying to get him out. What can you tell me about him? This chilling response confirmed that this spirit had indeed hitched a ride with us and followed us home. I don't allow other spirits. If there's any spirit that's not from this house, you need to leave. As I stand my ground and demand that he leaves, he defiantly challenges me. Karen, what's going on? What's going on in the house?
Danger.
Danger. Is this guy dangerous? Did you manipulate my phone the other day? I just received this spirit's confession that it had been manipulating my phone.
What the fuck?
As the contact continued, we would get our most nefarious threat yet. You know my name, so what's yours? So, you need to leave. Do you understand that? Gone? You're not permitted to be here. That night, while we slept, the entity made its presence known. Melissa doesn't flee, but instead walks straight into the chaos it created. In the days that followed, we discovered a cat statue smashed. The next day, a metal patio chair was overturned. If it had been a windy day, that might have explained things, but it wasn't. Over the years, we've encountered many spirits like this, ones who initially seem hostile, but often respond more favorably when met with empathy and understanding, so I decided to sit down and talk with him. And he was ready to talk also. I know you're mad, angry, and you have issues with me. I probably shouldn't have been like, you need to leave the house without properly investigating the situation. And typically, we help spirits. So I was a little dismissive, and for that I apologize. I know you have a lot of anger. And that probably from a place that you experienced when you were alive. I had determined that this was not a malevolent spirit, but one that was annoyed that I brushed him off after he initially came to me for help. This spirit has anger issues and lashed out at me as a result. The following morning, as I was leaving for work, he was much more pleasant toward me. As I watched the cameras, this spirit was watching me, silently forming its own verdict. Now that this spirit has lowered his guard with me, I wanted to ask again for his name. I tried this while working on a ghost box. So the guy in my garage, can you give me your name? Nick it. Anthony. You can hear the other spirits in my home cheering Anthony on as he boldly reveals his name. So the guy in my garage, can you give me your name? Anthony. The next evening, as I am working on a light for one of my displays, we catch this anomaly on the other side of the garage. I ask Terry to remotely connect with Anthony to gather more clues. She reveals that Anthony harbors deep rage from being abused by his mother. He passed away in his 30s and she senses a car accident as the cause of his death. She also confirms that Anthony came from Brinton Lodge, where he had been experiencing oppression due to a dominant spirit that wasn't particularly kind. Do you pick up on Karen here anywhere?
Yeah, Karen's there. Karen's kind of keeping her distance, though, I feel like, because she's not sure about him. Hopefully they'll go, because I really don't want to do... I mean, I could do more than that, but I don't want to have to do that.
We are now preparing to help Anthony cross over. Travis is on FaceTime to observe and report what he sees, as he has the ability to see spirits. Travis, do you see him anywhere?
No, because it's still on me.
He's still biting 9.
Okay.
Where did that disgusting clown thing come from?
What thing? No, he bought that.
You know he's holding her butt.
Whatever. To each their own.
Is he in your view still?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first thing you need to do is forgive yourself. Everything that you've done, anything that you feel would hold you back, forgive yourself for everything that you've done. You're not going to be judged. God is a forgiving God. He doesn't punish people. You need to look up and look for the brightest light that you've ever seen. It's the brightest light because that is where your eternal happiness is going to be. It's where your family is. And that's where you'll go to heaven. We are all meant to go when we pass on. Your existence is not going to end. You're not going to be judged. When you go up there, you will be filled with love. That's where your mother is. Everything you've done on earth is forgiven. Just need to go up. That's where you belong.
He's gone.
He's gone?
Yeah.
He's You saw him float up or whatever it is you see?
Yes.
Really? He crossed over?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Can you call Karen over? Can she validate it?
She did.
She validated it?
Yes.
Do you hear that tap?
It's over there. Still.
We believe this is Karen's voice attempting to persuade Anthony to cross. So very first thing he says is thank you as soon as I hit record. We also receive further confirmation from Karen that Anthony has crossed over. It turned out that Anthony was about to cross, but when he saw his mother come out to welcome him, he changed his mind. He wasn't ready to forgive her for what she had done to him. As a result, he returned to my garage, and a frustrated Karen even told him to go back to his mother. We also caught this exchange. Anthony is not a malicious spirit, so we decided not to have Terry remove him. Crossing over is something he needs to choose for himself, and it all begins with forgiving his mother. We provided him with instructions on how to do so, and we wished him well. Since then, the activity in our house has calmed down. Like much of our work in this field, this experience has been a valuable learning opportunity. And moving forward, if we encounter activity in the house again, I'll be less quick to consider removing someone who might simply be seeking help.